by His grace. And like I said, I want to. I'm tired. I'm done with, the whole video. Doing videos on narcissism and stuff like that. I'm done with that. And I did a whole video on that. And I thought what am I going to change it to? Am I going to even use this channel? And I've been thinking about it since then. It was 3 days ago, I think. And I've decided I'm just going to do more stream of consciousness. Now, I've said this before, that I say that as though not all of my videos are that way, but most of them are stream of consciousness. But I think I only put that in the title to maybe 4 or 5 of them. I don't know. But yeah, that for me is the best. It's just a stream of consciousness. I've mentioned in various ways why it would be best for me, such as that I was a career student, tired of all that structure and rigidity. And, I had been a career student. I also taught at college and university. And I said years ago, that was enough. Had enough of it, And so when I started making videos, I was not about to do that. I wasn't going to write the 5-paragraph paper in a video. I can do it. I mean, come on, seriously. I was a career student. But I don't have any intention of doing it again. I wrote papers, had things published. No, not going to do it. So, but stream of consciousness now, if you look it up to find out what is the meaning of it, you might actually say, what is this, postmodern speak? As Bell Hooks, I believe, put it, as the language of the educated elite, and it definitely is. But the definition, yeah, I'd say it's pretty much postmodern. Some of them, just look them up and see. But the way I read it, there's more than one way. I do more of a go with my own flow kind of thing, whatever. It's not exactly how I think, but have you ever thought, how do you think? Seriously, how do you think? What do you do? Now me, I was thinking about this last night. I've always been one to like to write, in a diary since I was 10 years old, I think. And also when I was 10, I had 10 years old, I was a little girl, and had a pen pal she was like part of the church that I went to, but she went to a different location, and we met at a church, kind of convention or whatever that was called. And she and I were pen pals after that. And I had a cousin also that lived in a different place, and we were pen pals back then. And I think back then I even started writing a diary, okay? And then as I got older and everything, I think it was 1990, I started writing online. So I did different kinds of things. I wrote stories, and of all things, I wrote online, back when we were telnetting our computers, linking them together. I don't remember what year it was. I was, I was 28 then, and 27 or 28. Anyway, I would write stories, and of all things, they were sci-fi fantasy. And that was not something I read, but I wrote stories, and people loved them. So, but I always have been one. Then it was online, email diaries, then online journals, which I actually had web pages for back then. Then there were sites for online diaries, and then people started calling them blogs. There were different places for blogs, and now video vlogs. So it's something that I've always done, to write, to be someone who likes to write. And in all of these, it just depended on what it was. I would stick to the kind of like the 5-paragraph paper, or not. I'd do more stream of consciousness. But mainly, I had a topic, and I spoke only on that topic, and I was so trained into doing the 5-paragraph paper that, yeah. Then, while I was in graduate school, I wrote a paper about why not everybody thinks in that linear fashion, and they shouldn't be forced into doing the 5-paragraph paper because it makes education more difficult for them. It caused a stink. It really did. I won, but it caused a stink. then I was actually apologized to by the, she was the chair of the department, yeah, for it, because I think they were like the dean of the university, I think. I don't even remember. I always thought there was only one dean. Yeah. Then there was a dean of another, two other deans. Okay, like I said, I always thought there was just one dean, but yeah, I wasn't that into that part of it, until later on. But they were all involved, and a sheriff department, and yeah, it was a lot. Like I said, I won. Yeah, it shouldn't be that everybody's forced into to having to put their words down on paper exactly like everybody else, because we don't all think in a linear fashion, we don't. So, and I proved my point. Okay, I'll cut my video off, because if I go too long with it, I've done videos before that, yeah, I found out something had happened to it, or the phone the other day, the phone mount fell off, and the phone went flying across the SUV, and so I do my clips where I turn them off, do them in clips. I am not awake this morning. Can you tell? I haven't finished having my coffee yet. You know what my coffee is? I don't drink coffee. I don't drink it at all. Can you imagine me on coffee? Yeah, but I drink Diet Big Red, which has caffeine. That's what is my morning caffeine. So, but yeah, I'm not quite awake yet. I'm just in the neighborhood anyway, at the park. So now where was I? I was talking about stream of consciousness. I'm going to start doing stream of consciousness videos, and like I said, look them up and all that. But some people can't handle that, and I'm not suggesting to anybody to do it or not do it, and to watch them or not watch them. Whatever you do is up to you, and you pay your own consequences for your own actions. And but some people can't handle it. They want that 5-paragraph paper, and if you don't know what a 5-paragraph paper is, let me see if I can remember. It was like the first paragraph, you mention what is going to be in the next 3 paragraphs, each point, and then the first one you do in that next paragraph, which is the second one you do in the 3rd paragraph, the 3rd one you do in the 4th paragraph, and then the last paragraph you just sum up with all that you just said. Okay, and that's basically it. And not everybody thinks like that. They said back then when I was a student that women tended to think that the internet was actually really great for women. It was a women's world kind of thing, because of the hyperlinks. Okay, and that's how it was put. That's how women think. They don't think just linear, one after one after one after another. So yeah. And also another thing they said about women, as women back then was that that we're stuck in a masculine language, and I totally agree with that. Yeah. Neighbor walking by, but that we women are, we're stuck in the masculine language that doesn't express our thoughts and feelings. And there's a whole, you can imagine, this is just a Reader's Digest version, there's a whole theory about this, of why women, we weren't able to help develop the language from eons, our ancestors way back. And so we had to use the words that men used to describe or explain everything, or just to name everything. And that might not have been how we would have done it, but we're stuck in this language. What do you think about that? Yeah, I don't know how long this video is, but I did want to do a video that just basically saying that I'm going to do more stream of consciousness, and also I have a bunch of videos that I uploaded and never made public, and some of them are on narcissism, but I think most of them are not really. Some of them are about anxiety and CPTSD. One is about frugal health. I don't know how many I have that I've never made public, and some of them are over a year ago. So I want to start making those public, go through, edit, see what, I really can't edit because they're uploaded already. But see what I want to put up, or just delete them. Although from what I've heard, YouTube doesn't like you to delete anything. So I've just heard that. I don't know if there's any fact behind it. The AI doesn't like it, maybe. So anyway, I want to do that. So if you see some, don't say, oh, she's doing that. And plus, it's going to come up in any of my videos. Things about narcissism, probably, because, like I say, I live in Narcissismville. So, yeah. But, topics are going to come up. And one of them I was thinking about this morning was about, is basically collective narcissism. People who, and I did a video somewhat about this, but people who say a whole group is this way, people from a whole city or people from a whole state. So when I say I live in Narcissismville, I'm not saying that everybody here is a narcissist or narcissistic or anything. No, and I've stated that in my videos. I'm not saying that everybody is, but yeah, I see it more here than anywhere else. But it's also not just here, okay? I've gone through that. It's the roads between there, and east to west, parallel, north to south, all that. Yeah, I need to wake up. I really do. Because this is a stream of consciousness with me being sleepy. But yeah, sometimes stream of consciousness is not all that easy, and it's not, and it can, it should be easy. It should really be very easy, because you're just letting it flow out of you. This is one way. There's several ways, like I said earlier, to do it, but you're just letting it flow out. You're not sitting there in this way. You're not sitting there saying, okay, I can't say this, I can't say that, and I need to put this before that, and I need to be very structured. So that's what stream of consciousness is to me. I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.